Yes, indeed, of course. Mrakamba chimwena baramukura kuitsoka control ratio. Ninabapenda sana wantu wote banywani banje abali mu bicweke bitari mwe na bimwe murakamba cyeshankezi. Nimwe bale byona ebo muracenda mission akono kuba murakola okukira munonga kwa muramukura kuitsoka control ratio eshankezi. Ndikubatangira by the way. Ndachika nabiri nina izeza kwingura mushayiti ya munana. Muri je abali Kanungu, abali Kisoro, abali Kabale, abali Ruchiga n'ahandi. Erizoba n'ebiro 8 by'okwezi kwito kwa mwenda. Bikabiri batya mwaka ogol kumogwena shanjunena. President Gerald R. Ford gunagamba kwa yabali president w'ihange Amerika. Akasasiro wa biro president wa Amerika Richard Nixon. Ijukangu Richard Nixon akabayine manje zikwate no kwejunisa ko bushobozi bweye abuya bamazire mu bwebembezi bw'ihangeri eri Amerika nka president Gerald R. Ford kuyagire mu ntebe yabasakwana amusasira. That's very good. Mu mwaka ogw'ebikumi ina michirengelo ejekali etwaling mambo statue ya David nibagamba ko abagenzo mishono kujereka omugwijire gw'abantu muri a Florence muyange ya Italy. Muri jemwena welcome dida nina bapenda sana wantu wote nimwe bale byone muracenda mission ankono kwa murakoresha nkezi kandi mwene ndikubendeze birunji amakuru ni minji munonga. Haliho munywani wanje owambuza izina Evelyn ngiye abasikwana gendo mission ankono kuba nambuza we bale mwene tata. Of course, baramweta James alikumbuza izina Evelyn. Izina Evelyn la manyisa Desired Island. Ninga shi ekitoko basa kweta Desire Rukundo. Ninga shitoko basa kweta Kigwa. Abinji nibagirangu ekinte kiwabi oli kwetenga. Izina Evelyn. Iraga mu izina Eva. Eva kiri kumanyisa life. Ningash amagala. So izina ejo kolibo gine otaliba oku wabuzabuzibwa ningashikora no gweta omwana wawe olamanya obwiro bwinji abana bensi baleta mazina bataramanya the meaning yago. Ekigini class guyambuza izina Jacob Ramweta James. Actually izina Jacob na James baiso garashana. James mnywana wanjoragamba chikuriyo wakato. Izina Jacob likaluga mu Old Testament ninga shimu Bible yakale. It means spranter. Actually spranter oguno muntu likuba alinkoli kuhamba nko muhambi. Hati wano ijuka waba no ijuka hari story ya Yakobo hamwe na Esau akambo bukuru bweye spranter nibajanga kakwata kisinsino kya mukuru wewe yabe nazagwa oba bene beta Esau ogora mweta unit alendizina Isaac. Actual Isaac ni wishe wa Jacobo twakiri izina Isaac ilamanyiso muntu lasheka umuntu ratunga kamwenya amatama tindi mushome mulungi wa Biblia kunkabala kwijusaho ngusalai gumuka Daudi Sala ngo akabatine mwana mbwenu yamarubwire bwinja tine mwana arabona so ngo mareka wa mukama yamujangurisha kuzara umwana umwete Isaac naruga mu kigambo iziva Ichikwa iso muntu ori kushemererwa n'ikigambo cyo Heblayo. Abayintiriza yaba Heblayo nangwa Isaac no mu mwana omwe owazigwe mu mikono ya Abraham hamwe na Sala. Muragamba ki? Of course mwena ni mwebale. Muragamba Kenneth owakayanga. Wabale nokuramukura gwitu ba Kenneth ba Unity ba Andrew Kabula, thank you very much. Ba Mukunda Agoj we bali kunkunda nk'emitwaro 5 baranyita enkiga. Okay, yes indeed. Mugamba chi, let's go tugende mu makala. Yes indeed, of course, natenkira mwengali tereja Uganda mwene mo mwene tata amakulu gutwatandika nago. Twatandika n'amakulu ga Uganda gali koleka mu Uganda base kuba nesingo kito kubasa kweta a world record ya Guinness. Utetu cyali bato tukaba twishongoraga ekishingo cyeki tuwale sabana bamenya kolikodi jangula abana bamenya kolikodi. It's way back 1995 ndakira konka nyina masikunga cyeshongo kintu ko cyakigendaga ngabana abahenzireho record ngumuje mu barebe twabase kuba turi kwenda ekito kubasa kweta record y'abana bensi ababase kuba ni batera mu ngalo okumala obwire bulingwe atiya echi kiragenda mu byafayo kikakugwa muri Kampala kutera engalo mpaka okaika n'okutunga ekirabo ekya Guinness of record. Batera engalo nibajeta Fanelo Ministries nizengalo ezarabire mpango munonga ogu ishika baramweta Apostle Grace Lubega wa Fanelo Ministries nagamba kuba abase kuba nagenda mu misho no kurango mu barwa abantu 2,000 babase kuba ni batera engalo. Actually bakatera engalo ngweze engalo bakandi bazihereza ruhanga. Ejinyo nicyo kintu World Guinness ya kabiri eri Uganda ine kwe yaratunjire. Can you imagine? Ataha no basa kugenda mission ngo no kuburi kwebuza. Abandi barahenda record mu kwitera umupira, abandi barahenda record mu kuba baringwa. Ito twahenze record yo kutera mu ngalo. I'm coming.
The extraordinary event began at 3:48 p.m. and lasted an impressive 3 hours and 16 minutes, surpassing the previous record of 2 hours and 15 minutes. Participants engaged in a spirited clapping at varying intensities throughout the duration of the record-breaking event. To ensure the authenticity of the record, observers from the Uganda National Bureau of Standards and the Federation of Uganda Basketball Associations closely monitored the proceedings. Attendance was strictly regulated, with only those who registered through online links granted entry into the multipurpose hall. The overflow of attendees was accommodated in designated areas. The main requirement was that the sound of the applause had to remain above 80 decibels and be the only sound generated throughout the event. Astonishingly, the loudest decibels reached an ear-splitting 93.5, while the lowest was measured at 83.6 decibels. Apostle Grace Lubega and his congregation were unwavering in their determination, clapping non-stop for the entire duration of the record-breaking event. Remarkably, even when participants required refreshments, they signaled by raising their hands while continuing to clap, and volunteers provided them with drinks to sustain their energy. The momentous occasion was not confined to Uganda alone. Numerous other manifest centers across Uganda, as well as countries like South Africa, Kenya, and the United Kingdom, joined in the Clap for Jesus Guinness World Record attempt. These centers are affiliated with Fanero Ministries International and their support added to the significance of the Global Thanksgiving campaign. As Phaneroo Ministries International celebrates its 9th anniversary this August, the Guinness World Record achievement stands as a testament to their dedication and unwavering faith under the guidance of Apostle Grace
We wanted to make sure that it would be so hard for the next person to set the record. That's why we set it at 3 hours and 16 minutes.
Does this have something to do with John 3:16?
Yes, everything has to do with John 3:16, because I always tell people, like I said, YouTube is a secular platform, but we use it to preach the gospel. Facebook is a secular platform, but we use it to preach the gospel. Guinness Book of Records is a secular platform, but we can use that as well to preach the gospel. Because like I said, if somebody's reading through that and they see that the longest applause is in the name of Jesus, maybe somebody is convicted to find out who or what.
I celebrated love for Jesus because I have a lot of testimonies that I couldn't go somewhere and testify about. I was thanking God for His goodness and greatness in my life. I was thanking God for my marriage. I was thanking God for my children. I was thanking God for the woman I have become. It has only been the grace of God, and that is why I was clapping for Him.
Phaneroo has transformed many young men, both on the streets, both the rich kids that are wasted on drugs. Phaneroo has transformed all young men, also me myself.
Apostle Grace Lubega and Phaneroo Ministries.
Yes, indeed, of course. The Chigini class, one of the biggest emperors in Uganda. Country radio. Program Rajeta War today. Uganda. Yabasakabane take holy record. Mukutere ngalo. Bakatere ngalo. Okumala eshaha. Ezira ichira chimwe. Omulishatu. Bamazire eshaha ishatu. Balatere ngalo. Tihine nomwe owarahikize ejo ninga owarahinze ejo record. Actually bamaze shaishatu nenda chika 16 na second emwe. Shaishatu nenda chika 16 na second emwe. Ezo base kuma bali kutera engalo okubasa kuba nibahenda record ejo. Na kujangu ejo niyo record ya kabiri. Kunkayigande bye yagize ndijo record. Eji ekakugwa omusigazi olikumanka Raymond Kauma akakola chapati eyalakizeyo kuba mpangu nibajetangu the largest Ugandan Rolex ever. Ekabe eine kilogram 2.4 n'obuchweka 6 kilo 2.4 nojeta 451 libs. Actually, a chapati Rolex. Mwenu, ekaba actually kabeli Rolex. Actually, oramanya ejinyo yabi erachira yobahango. Akabasa kuba na agenda nagikolera ito kubasa kweta. Achimeza chihango munonga. Yabasikwa nto yabasikwa nagisikira ogo musigazi. Obuhango bwayo ekaba ine meters 2 n'obuchweka 3 kandi orukoba gwayo ekaba ine 0.66 meters. Mwena kakoba kakakuruga ahansi bati kutemba icyo chapati mu buhango bwayo. Echi nichani chimaisa ngu chapati emwe kabiri mu 2000 ninga chapati ezakira kimwe 200 waza kuza kuzirebe chapati yabe kozire ekera ruga mu chapati 200 chikatwalira Kauma eshaha 14 nenda chika 36 kukora chapati eri mu namahuri kandi nguchikamutwalira omwaka araguma aragezaho chikamutwalira omwaka gona kuguma ari kugezaho ngwe kintu eki kibase kuba kirakogwa. But eventually akabasa kuba nakikola. Abantu nkaaga niwe yabase kuba nayejunisa. Abantu nkaaga 60 people niwe yayejunise obu yabe nateeka chapati ejimpa. Akaba akakozesa eratini shanju n'ibiri zengano. Yakozesa eratiri 9 za greens. Amahuri akakozesa 12. Bakyo yabasa kuba nahendera chapati. Ejo chapati ekaza mu byafaayo. Bajeta the largest chapati ever. Eyo mwana wensi yarabase kuba natunga kandi akarya. Ndagira nikirungi mwene mao mwene tata. Leka nkuchikuhe.
You see around me here is the official attempt at setting a Guinness World Record. In order to set a world record, Guinness World Record requires that the Rolex is going to have to weigh in at an insane 200 kilograms. To understand how large that Rolex would be, the average Rolex weighs 100 grams, or 0.1 kilograms. To make a Rolex that weighs 200 kilograms would be the equivalent of making 2,000 Rolexes, which I'm about to explain how crazy difficult that is. Now, the main components of a Ugandan Rolex are a single chapati, a fried egg, and filling. The ingredients, each of which are flour, water, oil, and egg, and vegetables for the filling. Mix the flour with some salt, water, and fry it, and you've got the chapati. Fry the egg, and you've got, well, the fried egg. Then cut up some veggies, and you've got the recipe for a single roll of eggs. Roll eggs? Roll eggs? Now, each of these takes like 5 minutes to make, so what's the big deal? Why not just make a bigger one? Make it 200 kilograms or something. Hold on just a fucking second. The problem is, the bigger you make things, the more complex they get. And I mean really fucking complex. Even more complex than when I sent food to space twice last year, which took 2 months to prepare, and turned out to be the most mentally intense calculation of math and physics I've ever had to make. But quick backstory. This all started last year when the entire radioactive team and I thought it would be fun to make a giant Rolex. Now, it took like 4 weeks of planning and about $3,000 in cost. You'd think that with all that and a team of about 15 people, it would be a total breeze, right? It was a giant disaster, and between the heat and mechanics that entail making a singular large food item, the chapati got burned literally minutes after making it, and we all just kind of gave up. Well, at least most of us did. But to be honest, I really didn't want to give up on this video. To everyone else, it was a simple experiment, but to me, it's more than that. It's my life's work, my purpose.
Muri kulungi nimwebale omusigazi Kauma akabasa kuba nagikola Rolex eri kukirayo buhango na kujangwe Rolex niyo ekyali a record abo kujangwe ekabane remera eratiri 2 204 kilograms za chapati. Ati yebuze ejo chapati ejikayiringa nachi kachiteka mebirungo byona yabasikwana agenda omushana ngono kuba nagiboneza konka abana bensi hati babasikwani batunge ndijo likoti yo kuteera omungalo barabeite munaba Fanelo Ministries abano basikwani bakikola Apostle Grace Lubega owa Fanelo Ministries doya abasekwana ebembera omukuteera engalezo kwa yekuli mu mubalo g'abantu 12 tinda manye yabona batire engalo ekyo tawonda kimanya Mlimuteya mwena ni mwebale eshankez kandi mwena ndabakunda nyine ko mwena ndabendeze birungi Nikujante chimula kola nekintu chamani munonge shankez kuba muchala mukura gwityo gwa Country Radio. Nina bapenda sana wantu wote. Amamanzi ganje agaluru kunjiri muri muteya. Ni mwebale bwoza. Mwena ndi mukubebaza eshankez kanyine ko mwena ndi kubendeze birungi.
So I think you'd have to make like a giant tray, maybe like heat it up.
As indeed, of course, abijikulu bali kujendo mission angwa no kubani bakuza ekito kubasa kweta katonga wo heroes. kandi amwe na nebintu by'omwebembezi w'ihanga Yoweri Kaguta Museveni ebyabase kuba na agenda omushana ngono kuba n'abahisawo emikoro egi negamba kuba eri akololo eri akazoba niyo mubalo gw'abaana bensi berundanire mu kubasa kuba ne bakuze ebyo byona ebiragenda mu misho mwene mawe mwene tata jikangu bimwe ebibali kugenda mu misho nangono kuba ne bakuza n'abaana bamamanzi abaana bakazigwanawo bamwe mu baana abo bishebo baferira mu rutaro bamwe mu baana abo babase kuba ne basingura mu rutaro kunko mwana wense cyo kubasikwa na chendo mshana ngono kuba na yebuzawo abana aba do they have something to celebrate bishebo tibine busasa bwenche bagwanire bishebo bokwa bafire bashemerigwe ehibo kubasa kubabali tugira ngu bakatunga ninga bakatunga ebyo ebo baragenda mission ngono kuba ni bagwanira ninga nibija kulala baba nka Didan Chimathi omomo bagwani mu yange ya Kenya ninga nibabasa kuja kulala baba nka Martha wa Kirima owabasize kushara ishoche mu mwaka 2022 obekenye tunje independence mu myaka 1996 habo kugira ngo nata kata kashemererwa gahona ngo na busha ariko reka ngo Kenya yonyine kete katunga gechito kwasa kweta independence olamanya obwiro bwinji tine bintu birashasha nansi izoba mnonga haba hine bintu ebiwo oragwanira kubasa kubora tunga ukashanga byakubera mino kagurutabasa kubori kubitunga muriche amamanzi ganje nina bapenda sana wantu wote Yes indeed of course mugandi makuru kuruga mwenge ya Uganda abanyishenjero baba barira baba tebeza bagira ngu nyine kwe bakachimanya kare ngo abana bensi bakandi bejunisa emibazi eri kugwanisa ko kare kura bazire mukuziha empunu hamwe nangwa nenkoko anu yakangara tete ntokali washanga ngu ekitongole ekyemibazi muyanga erya Uganda kitwire kiri kubimanya kwa kandi cyari makuba kiri kurabula abana bensi anshonge kwatirine no kwejunisa imibazi eri kugwanisa kako ka sirimu jikangwe ejimibazi ejiwe baragenda mission ngo no kubandi bajejunisa ojo shange ngu abana bensi nyine kwe babire baragenda mu misho no kujejunisa hano ntakangara tete karabakari jikangu ebintu bye bigambo ebibabase kubani bagamba namno anshonge kwatire nemibazi batiya
okuwanyisa obumenyi bw'amateeka n'abamenyi b'amateeka ate tukutegerere
we are very disappointed. If we do not have any other social ARs, then we suspect as a community that probably they are loopholes. Within your staff. And I'm very sorry to mention this, that National Medical Stores could be one of the suspects that's giving out these drugs.
Everybody is wondering what happened. It means there could be an invisible hand somewhere who is trading in that.
According to NMS, have you ever received information or records of medicine returned to them as unused because the owners passed on?
We do provide commodities to public health facilities. However, the private not-for-profit sector in this country here is provided these same commodities through joint medical stores.
That these commodities are only provided to health facilities and to individuals. It is those very individuals who are then trying to find alternative uses for these commodities.
You can't tell me that ARVs are being sold by private sector when they are being supplied free of charge.
I don't expect someone who is already who is on drugs to sell his drugs or to give it to his animals because they know the effect.
Jukangu Saro Pendi mu mwaka gwa 2015 akargoya agira ngu akabayino kutina ngo abahinji barejunisa emibazi y'okugwanisa akakoko ka siriimu bari kuziha empunu hamwe nangwa n'enkoko. Ebigambo bakabigambo enyuma mu mwaka 2015 bati
this drug to pigs and chicken, which is very unfortunate. This information has come through, so we want to condemn this. And also, Right Honorable Speaker, I'll bring a statement.
Hato mwana wensi arabasa kwebuza 2015 tujyo mu 2023 government ya Uganda abenchi ebiyetaka kozire kuchondoza ninga shebe taka rugireyo ekakora nshongezi kwatenda n'emibazi eji eituragira ngo nyine kwe n'emibazi ebera gwanisa sirimu ujo cyanga ngo nebasa kuja kuretera akabi amagara g'abantu na munonga abantu barashanga bari ahabijuma bya sirimu barage emibazi ya sirimu hati ujo cyanga umubiri gwe nyine gwagimanyire abantu abatakagira emibazi ya sirimu beke nyine baranurirwa kapoka baranurirwa kagenda kina mikataranza mushana hati shuka ng'emibazi ejibaye bari kujija barajija mu mpunu batarachimanya orateka ngu omubiri gwabo nigwija kujwara na kurunji hamwe nyine kwena n'emibazi ejimpa babajijiro kandi babene bajijaga batarachimanya bo aba National Drug Authority ekitongole ky'emibazi bargo bagira ngo nguni kendeke ngu abo economy yihanga ngunibwe tabe tari kubasa kutekaho akangara tete mu banya-Uganda ngo kandi nabwe ngo bikabiri mwanya muce munonga ngo kandi nanko nabo mwe bari cya mission no kubafubira.
Mostly the ARVs, especially that was in northern Uganda, were being used for treatment of African swine fever in pigs. Then there were also reports of use of ARVs in treatment of Newcastle disease in chicken.
Did you think at any one point that this would come out? And did you think about the community, the citizens of this country?
We found that the sample size was too small to cause a public alarm. And we've taken actions, like I mentioned, we've intensified our intelligence to make sure that we stop the infiltration of government drugs into private hands. What we did was to take other preventative measures, sensitizing farmers, and carrying out enforcement. Because what we're trying to do is to block the source of these ARVs.
Dachiga olateka ngecho kirabasa kumala abana bensi bayize kwani balebese gwezamuriji abana bensi baherize kuba nibago mu rutari gwabo ano ntoli kurebe bitongole bya Uganda ngo mu bwiro bwinji amikorere yabyo nene berijegeshege nkamino go mukiko ekambagambire abana wensi wotabahire byo bari kwetenga ubwiro bwinji ntoli kushanga nkebyo biraguma birabo bwashesha bwizire. Ministry cyakakigamba mu mwaka gw'2015 ni mukwebuza ku 2015 abenshi government etakarugaga yekakora okuchondoza kuramara kandi kabasa kwa neteke emicingo abo kwasakwa nebejunisa emibazi eragwanisa slim okashanga bari kukiteka mu mpunu n'enkoko anobe no shanjire nkoko ziralemera kilo ninga sheratiri mukaga. Can you imagine enkoko ejo mu latiri 8 taramanya ngiwe ri mukujya emibazi murice amamanzi ganje mwena abari mu biceka byite bya rukunjiri muragamba chi abari mu biceka byitu kuri ya side za bundi bucho nina bapenda sana wantu wote. Asante sana kwa kusikiliza kwa radio yatu dekatwe garanjiro muchanga echa hoima Dr. Wanchiza Besije ishukangu yagyo muri hoima kunuya abana bensi bamuhamiza ngo akaraseni kija kurara katukura nibija kuremera hanjimba nibaza kugwanira hanjimba akuranga wasikwa nibatashe ikigombe cyabo cya FDC. Dr. Warren Chiza Besije
naja na nkumbi si FDC fada kiwe no constitution tubana ndawe yaze parliament nango basavu deko kuwanga yadango bede weruwashi kakati muteko kwategekera ibintu bibiri okulwanyisa obumenyi bw'amateeka n'abamenyi b'amateeka ate temutegere n'embeera mutukolera ebyobufuzi mu Uganda 19 luteme evvuunike ekkulu ery'okutaasa FDC naye tekitegeeza nti bigenda kukomaawo so ebyo byonna mubyetegekere constitution
eitulabireho nakuhikaaha nimpamya nomuhamanya tinkwenda kuhagarukamu hata obu omuhanda ogusigaireyo mundu kuhamya ngu abantu bagamba nimwe n'obwo orukiiko orukukiza obushoborozi omu FDC oruba rukweta National Delegates Conference orwo nirwo rwaha mutwe rwaremwa nomanya ngu tokiine ahandi aho orikugira ota aho contradictions nk'ezi ebizibu ebirikuziijamu nk'ebi bijya bita bibamo so ekiri omu FDC tikisya ahari FDC abantu boona bari omu struggle internal contradictions niziimuka nk'ezi ebe ningambira abantu nti na Museveni obu yatandika orutaro 81 akagenda n'abantu 40 kuteera Kabamba bakaba baine embundu 27 zonka bakaba besigire kuba barateere Kabamba nibaza kuhamba embundu zaabe ziriyo 15 zikaba ziri omu sitowa Kabamba
Delegates Conference yakusalawo ensonga enkulu okusooka Electoral Commission yakuddamu kukola mpya ekyokubiri okwongezaayo n'okuteekateeka okulonda okw'amazima okwo kwe kujja okubeeramu ebyokulonda naye kuno okulonda buli gwe balonze mwena amanye nti balonze byabufere era bw'obeereeka manya nti wegase n'abafere mwemuwaayo ekibiina ky'FDC
Dachiga muragamba kimwena nimwebale luyale kwa mulamukula gw'ekito gwa Country Radio ninabapenda sana wantu wote kandi nimwebalire kimwe ago nigo makuru kuruga mu kigombe kya FDC akugize ngu ekigombe kya FDC obundi kikyayitengeshara kuruga harimwe abalamanya kushaba abalamanya kola ki bona nkabe ndabahiga bonje ko barashabira ikigombe cyabo kya FDC murije nimwebala mamanzi ganje kandi niko makuru gari kugamba batyoye mwebale munonga